So shalom, shalom. This is Daniel ben YASHAREL. All praises and glory goes to the Most High God. The Most High God is one, and there's no other God before Him or after Him. This video right here is the fulfillment part 2. I already did the fulfillment part 1. If you haven't seen the fulfillment part 1, then go back and look at that video. That is very important. Got to go back and watch that video in order for you to understand the meaning of this video. Like I told you before, this video is about, well, the things I push out is mainly for people that's trying to leave the New Testament alone. People that have figured out that the New Testament is a lie and they can't prove it. So what I'm doing is ripping the New Testament apart and showing you that none of the stuff wasn't fulfilled during the time of supposedly Christ. He said he came not to destroy the law, but to fulfill, correct? But the question is, did he actually fulfill anything? Just because it's written in a book, you think that he actually fulfilled it? Would the Old Testament prove that Christ is true? JC, will it prove it? Just because it's written, did the author of that book actually said that the Old Testament confirms the New Testament? You got to ask these questions. Did the author, have the authors lied? That's because they've written it down. Where did they get this concept from? Where did they get this doctrine from? Like, why don't you question things? Why do they call it the Old Testament? Why do they call it the New Testament? There isn't no such thing as the Old Testament. The Old Testament is an everlasting covenant. It's an everlasting testament. It never ends. I ain't no such thing as the Old Testament. You never seen in the Old Testament call itself the Old Testament. That's what Paul of Tarsus, aka Josephus, named it to establish their new God, their new teachings, to make Israel not follow the ways of the statutes and laws and commandments of Yah that Moses delivered to the children of Israel. It was all to make the children of Israel to stop following the ways of Yah, or to make them follow the ways of Yah, but follow a God, another God on it, to still make the Most High be angry with them and not put them in power. My videos specifically is to make you turn back to Yah with all your heart, mind, and spirit, literally. Everything is context, not literal. So again, YAHUAH, ALOHIM, I pray that you let these people be edified in this video. Let my tongue edify these people. Let them understand everything I say. Let even the simple things be understood to them. Order my steps in your word, Yah. All right, let's go ahead and begin. Did Christ fulfill anything? And yes, this document have a little misspellings here and there, like a rough draft and all that other stuff. When I just type, I just go on and go. Everything I really speak is really just come from the head, and I read a little bit of it because I already know how I want to do it. So if you cringe from the spelling all that, just shut up. Just please shut up. Don't be a baby. So like, Christ didn't fulfill anything. I already proved it to you in the first video. This is the next part. I'm also going to have part 3 too to prove it. Let me take my laser. There we go, my laser. Okay. me bring my legs back. Yes, I'm just gonna have to. All right, cool. Let's go ahead a bit. Again. This is simply a continuation of part one's video. Part one, we can clearly see that the New Testament authors have created a lie, pulling various of prophets' words and directing it to Christ, as if he fulfilled it during the time, during his lifetime of his so-called existence. So-called existence. So-called existence. On this video, I will prove that Christ didn't fulfill anything once more. Once you prove that he didn't fulfill anything, then that means that he is a liar, or it means that the authors are liars. And it also means that we didn't need Christ at all. That's the foundation of the New Testament, him fulfilling things. If he didn't fulfill nothing, then what was your purpose? You just another false prophet that Yah warned us about. He told us that there was going to be false prophets that was going to rise up in the Old Testament. He said that they was going to change his laws, his statutes, and commandments. That's the reason they all died. They didn't die peacefully. They all went into captivity, or they died a cruel death by the Romans or Greeks. You need to open your mind. Why did YHWH, YAHUAH, Yah, or whatever you want to call him, still Yah by the end of this day? Why didn't he let them prevail? You got to ask yourself that. Why didn't the Most High let the children of Israel prevail at those times? Why didn't Christ free his people like other saviors and establish the kingdom and build the temple? Literally, it didn't say there was going to be a spiritual temple. That's so stupid and retarded. That's imaginations. If you rely on spiritual principles when you don't understand spiritual, you're retarded. Seriously. Thinking you can make a spiritual building and be a part of a spiritual body. That's called vain imagination. God talks about those type of people. You're in delusion. And what the so-called new generation today call it, you're in the matrix. Your vibrations, your frequency is too low. You can't understand. You're drinking too much lead water. They got you believing in imagination, something that you can't see, you can't feel, but you move on what you think, and you think is right, but you are wrong. Especially if I slap this book in your face. So open your mind, accept this criticism, say, okay, I was wrong, I haven't thought about it in that way, and let me be a more and show you. All right? One of the foundations of the New Testament has been destroyed. Like I said, the fulfillment. Here go the famous scripture. This right here is the point of the New Testament. This verse, Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not. Remember, I told you in the last video, the red and the green. I already told you what it means, but I don't got that purple this time. But the things I got highlighted, those are the key points. In different colors, those are the key points. You need to pay attention. Have that in your mind. This is what he said. This is what JC, Jebus, whoever, Iosis, whoever you want to call him. He said, think not. He told you don't think. That I come not to destroy the law or the prophets. They take that part and run with it. He said, see, Christ ain't destroyed the law. Wait till I show you in my next video where he changed the law. So actually he did destroy the law. The man already lied to you. So don't think he ain't gonna lie to you again. Come on. Romans trying to make you stop keeping the law. Not listening. Think not I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. He said, I came not to destroy, but to fulfill. He already told you, you can also use this as a two-edged sword because he just told you. He just said, think not I came for peace, right? But a sword. He just said, I came not to destroy. Confound it again. Come on now. Or you trying to say, oh, the second time he coming to destroy. But it's still, that means he lied. He's not a Messiah. He's not a Savior. But he says, we're going to deal with the context. He said, I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Fulfill means to complete, means to do, complete your task. Sometimes fulfill means to add to. But in this sense, we know he's talking about completing what the prophets had said. Make what the prophets said come to pass. As if they already, like they didn't came to pass. They've been it came to pass way before his time. Supposedly his creation. Why you keep saying his creation? Didn't the Most High create him? No. We know who created him. Who spreaded him first? Was it the Israelites or the Romans? You be the judge of that. Who spread him first? The Romans or the Israelites? You be the judge of that. Before it's remember, he said he came to fulfill. Fulfill what? The words of the prophets in the Old Testament. Remember, fulfill means to complete. Did he truly complete the words of the prophets? Did he make the words come to pass? We proved in part 1 that he didn't complete nothing. Anything. Jack Daly squat so far. Let's see if he completed anything. Let's see if he completed anything. We'll give him another chance. We're going to see if he completed anything. Now let's begin. No matter if you're white, black, Mexican, Chinese, African, it don't matter. You can't deny the facts. If you deny the facts, you're foolish. You're a narcissist. The reason I call you a narcissist because nobody can correct you. You're too militant. You got too much spiritual, but you don't got humbleness. You can't admit that you're wrong. You can't admit that your God is an idol. That he's a sun God with a sun behind his head. Not son of God, son God. Deuteronomy 28, y'all warned y'all that y'all was going to go worshiping other gods round about y'all. Also, all of a sudden, this Christ character pops up. Not mentioned not one time by y'all in the Old Testament, but also in the New Testament, he just popped up. We just heard a voice from heaven, and we just automatically think it was God. Think it was the Most High. Not one time y'all spoke. Not one time y'all declared JC, and you dare blaspheme and use his name in vain, breaking his commandment, using the Most High name in vain. Every time you talk about this deity, a lot of y'all gonna be put to death. I'm telling you, a lot of y'all gonna die. In that time with the Most High come, a lot of y'all gonna die. I'm telling you. All your abominations of this idol, watch. Christ's going to lead y'all all straight to judgment, to death. It's crazy. It's just crazy. But here we go. Let's go ahead and begin. We're getting to the meat now, the part you've been waiting on. So here we go. It says, Christ said in Matthew 2:15, King James Version, and was there, it says, and was there unto the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the master. That's not the Most High, because you see the ORD is not capitalized. When we talk about the Most High, everything is capitalized. That's not the Most High. By the prophet, why didn't he say the prophet name? Because if y'all don't read the Old Testament, you will never know who said these things, leaving you in the dark. Oh, it's just some prophet. He said it. But we go into the Old Testament. We know what the prophet said. But I'm getting too ahead of myself. I don't want you getting cringed or anything. But it said, it was spoken by the master, by the prophet, saying, out of Egypt have I called my son. I got to highlight. Remember that keyword, the keys. It says, out of Egypt have I called my son. Did y'all call Jesus out of Egypt? Did he do that? Who was the prophet? Who was the prophet? Was the prophet or prophets talking about Christ? Who was the prophet? Let's see. This is Hosea 11:1. When Israel was a child, then I loved him and called my son out of Egypt. Who was his son? Who is this prophet? This is the prophet Hosea. And he said, when Israel was my child, not when Jesus was a child. He said, Israel, the children of Israel, the children of Jacob, Yaakov. When Israel was a child, then I loved him. Most High say he loved him and called my son. Now he just labeled Israel as his son. Not one person, but many. The whole entire nation out of Egypt. You might say, when was Israel in Egypt? Well, see, the other prophet, they said the same thing. Did he say anything about Jesus? Exodus chapter 4:22-23. Thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus said YAHUAH, Israel is my son. Israel is my son, even my firstborn. I thought Jesus was the firstborn. I thought Jesus was there in the beginning. I thought he was the us. Yeah, I said, Israel's my firstborn. Israel is my firstborn. Y'all might say, oh, he's part of Israel, so therefore he's the son. No. They deliberately took this verse and said, it is Jesus. You can't walk past that. You can't tap dance around it. You can't try to add him in there. The Most High declared Israel. He didn't say Jesus in Israel. He said Israel. Quit trying to include your God in it. He wasn't there during that time. But so by the process of elimination, he wasn't there. By the process of elimination, it's not him. Because he didn't live at that time. He didn't exist at that time. Well, some people might say, oh, yes, he did. Well, if you do, yeah, I can agree with that because probably he was Baal or Tammuz or Semiramis or Osiris. The same deity all the way into now. But you still ain't figured it out. History repeats itself and you haven't broken the cycle yet. Let's continue verse 23, and it says, and I say unto thee, and I say unto thee, let my son go. He even said, let my son go. Do I really have to finish this verse? Most I said, let my son go, that he may serve me. And if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even your firstborn. Telling Pharaoh that. Let my son go. If you don't, I'm going to slay your firstborn. Where's Jesus? Israel was the one that came out of Egypt. Israel was the one he called his name. What the authors did, they took this verse and made a little fake story and said, JC went down there as an infant. And now we're going to open up the scroll and let's read. JC went to Egypt. I guess this is what y'all mean. I know you're looking at my face. I'm like, are you serious? We just had a whole nation of people come out of Egypt, and now you want to open up a scroll about 2,000 or 3,000 years later and say, JC just went to Egypt and he stayed there about 2 or 3, 4 or 5 years or 12 years, and I guess this is about him fulfilled. Really? Comical. Did Yah say he called his son Jesus out of Egypt or Israel? See, I got some misspellings, missing words in there. And it says, we can clearly see Yah called his son Israel out of Egypt, not Christ. Not no Messiah. So why did the New Testament try to direct the prophets, Hosea and Moses' words to Christ as if Yah was talking about Christ? If Yah or the prophets was talking about Christ, they would have said his name. So why is the New Testament authors lying on the prophets in Yah words? Very interesting. Didn't Yah say he declared everything? Didn't Yah say he declared everything? He declared it. We don't, and when he say he declares something, we can't imagine him saying something and make it seem as if he said it. You can't do that. You got to actually deliberately look for his words that said this exact thing. I called my son JC or YAHUAH or Yeshua or Yeshua out of Egypt. Where did he declare that? Then the Most High said, don't use his name in vain. That's what I'm telling you. A lot of y'all going to be put to death in that day. Because I know a lot of y'all say, oh man, I did screw up. You worrying about this fake deity, but you forgetting about the one that created everything. Why in your so-called New Testament said this is the prayer, our Father in heaven. Letting you know there was a deity above all. And you go back and look at the deity words. Don't use my name in vain. You ain't gonna look at his laws, but you out here looking at some man that came out the vagina claiming to be the Son of God. Excuse me. That's what the authors wrote. Can't find it, can you? Can't find it. Didn't Yah say he declared everything? I got proof. This is Isaiah chapter 42 and 9. It says, behold, the former things are come to pass. The former already happened. Yah already said it. The former already happened. It already happened. The former things are come to pass. New things do I declare. New things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Where did Yah talk about JC going to Egypt and him calling him his son? Where did he declare that new thing? Can we find that? No, you can't. He just said, before they spring forth, I tell you of them. He didn't declare it as a prophecy in the Old Testament. Hosea was simply quoting Moses. What happened during the lifetime of Moses? There wasn't a new thing, my people. That was an old thing. And y'all took the old thing and made it a new thing. And now you sitting there saying, look, this is about JC. So I guess when we get out of the land of our captivity, America, South America, and all these other places, I guess we just going to be repeating what Moses said. Y'all already declared that we was going to leave. We waiting on that new thing to happen. He already declared the new things. So what are you talking about? You were too busy worrying about the Son God, but you ain't worrying about the Creator. Thinking the Son God is the Creator. You lost your mind. And it says, I have not, here go the next one. This is Isaiah 45 and 19. I have not spoken in secret. I have not spoken in secret. For you people that say, I ain't told nobody about JC. He was the secret. He was the secret in heaven. No, he ain't told nobody about it. You're a liar. The Most High just literally just said, I have not spoken in secret. If he ain't spoken in secret, where did Yah announce JC name in the Old Testament? Where? Where did he say, I got a son in heaven named YAHUAH, Yeshua, JC, and he will be your king? He the one I'm going to send down. Where did he say that? Where did he declare it? Using the Most High name in vain. He said, I have not spoken in secret in a dark place of the earth. I said not unto the seed of Jacob, seek me in vain, but y'all seeking him in vain. Y'all lying on him. I, Yahuwah, speak righteousness. I, Yahuwah, speak righteousness. I, Yahuwah, speak righteousness. I declare things that are right. Where did he declare JC? So we can know that it is right. So we can know that it is righteous. Where did he declare it? Yeah, I know you're scratching your head saying, I don't think he declared that one. Yeah, I know. You need to go ahead, turn to that northeast, bow down to that ground. If there's some dirt around you, throw it on your head, rip your shirt off, and just say, Y'all, please forgive me, and go in sorrow, go in a sorrow state of forgiveness, and repent from this idol. Because not only I taught you that he ain't fulfilled nothing, that you transgressed the law and used his name in vain. That's a big no-no. Gentiles and Israelites, that's a big no-no. You're screwing up, thinking you're finna get the kingdom. You're lucky when you watch this video. I told you, check this video. When you check my videos out, Most High dealing with you. He putting life and death before you. What did I say in the beginning of this video? Yah let my words edify the people. Let life or death be before them. You decide. Because I'm going to play my role like I'm supposed to. You see his words, right? So please close your mouth. You see Yahuwah's words, right? So please close your mouth. Yah made no mistake with his words. He said that he declared things that are right, right? He declared things that are right. So where's this JC character that he declared? So we may know that is right. So he said Israel is his son. Isn't he right? Yes, he's right. Didn't he say he declared what was right? Right. Did he declare Jesus to be his son? No. It is not right. He never declared it. Things he didn't declare is not right. Do I really have to explain this anymore? Let's continue. The next fulfillment. Christ said in Matthew chapter 2, verse 16 to 18, then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceedingly wroth. Herod is angry, and set forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, and all the coast thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently acquired of the wise men. Remember, highlighted, slew all the children that were in Bethlehem. Then was fulfilled. That's JC. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet. So this time they added the prophet name. They feel so, how you say, not encouraged, whatever. Yeah. They just feel great about this one. Confident, my bad, that's the word. They feel so confident in this one, they went on to put his name, which was spoken by the prophet Jeremiah, the prophet, saying, they go to prophecy in Ramah and Ramah was there a voice heard, lamentation and weeping, great mourning, weeping for her children, would not be comforted. Right? Rachel weeping for her children would not be comforted, because they are not, because they are dead. So this voice is, so we know this is taking place with King Herod was going around killing all the children that was 2 years and under. And he said, this is the prophecy. Look, this is what's going on. This is the prophecy that Jeremiah was talking about. He was talking about children of Rachel getting killed that was 2 years or younger because of Christ, because Herod is looking for Christ. So this is just with no doubt, this is talking about the prophecy that Jeremiah was speaking about, with no reasonable doubt. That's what the author is displaying, because he was confident in putting that prophet's name. So we're going to see if Jeremiah was talking about the prophecy, talking about children of Rachel that was 2 years and younger getting killed by King Herod. Let's see if there was a prophecy spoken by Jeremiah. So we see the danger in this context in this passage, right? Is Jeremiah talking about Rachel children being killed? Benjamin, this is Rachel's children, by the way. This is Benjamin, Ephraim, and Manasseh. That's her children. They're her children. Was Rachel children even located in Bethlehem or Judah? Very interesting. Just very interesting. Let's see if the prophet Jeremiah was prophesying about the killing of Israelites that was 2 years old and younger by King Herod, or was he talking about something else? Remember, read the context to see exactly what's going on. Don't put no spiritual mix. Not one time he said this is a dual prophecy. There is no such thing as a dual prophecy. Here we go. This is the prophecy what they was talking about. But we're going to start, you know how I do. I start kind of in the beginning so you can get the context of what's going on, what Jeremiah was talking about. So you can see if the writers of Matthew was telling the truth. So let's see if this is true. It reads, behold, I will bring forth the north country. I will bring them. He said, I will bring them. Them. Who's them? I will bring them from the north country and gather them from the coast of the earth. Them. From where the north country. And with them, the blind and the lame, the woman with child, and her that traveleth with child together. A great company shall return thither. So we see the context of what's going on so far. The Most High is bringing people from the north country, blind and lame. He said a great company, they're going to return. Return where? Who's these people? And where are they returning to? Who is returning from the coast? Who is returning from the coast? Who is this great company that is returning? Where are they returning? It's just like school. You got to see the subject, what's going on. But apparently when you open the Bible, you just throw out all fundamentals for some reason. God crazy. And it says they came. It says they. So it's showing there's a multitude. They shall come with weeping and with supplication. Would I leave them? Do we see anything about 2-year-olds and younger getting killed? Is babies traveling? It said they got killed, but this thing that they're returning from somewhere. He said they will come with weeping. If they're returning crying with supplication and begging. Are they returning somewhere? I will cause them to walk by the rivers of waters in a straight way, wherein they shall not stumble. For I am a father to Israel. For I am a father to Israel. And Ephraim is my firstborn. Yeah, I might say, wait a minute, I thought Israel was firstborn. Now he's going through genealogies because Ephraim was the firstborn to Joseph. That's what he was talking about on this one. Remember, it says Rachel's children. Rachel's children. So now we see who the they is. This is northern kingdom right here, not southern kingdom. This isn't Judah yet, but he's talking about northern kingdom. Rachel's children. Ephraim, Manasseh, and Benjamin. Now you might think like, well, JC's not part of Rachel's children. He's from Leah. That's how Rachel got something to do with JC. He's not a descendant of, well, something's not right here. Why would Rachel be crying when JC is not her child? That doesn't make sense. I don't know. That's what the author of the New Testament put. Now, when you start thinking, like, hold on, man, something ain't right. Why didn't I think about this? This is so stupid. It's because you didn't read the Old Testament. That's why. Because you're thinking it's old and done away with. Because you've been tricked, believing some dude that you allowed to teach you that barely opened up their Bible. Now we see who is returning. Northern Kingdom. Now we see who is returning. Who is returning? Returning Northern Kingdom. Ephraim. When I say Ephraim, they also mean Northern Kingdom. They are returning from the coast. Where is Yah leading the Northern Kingdom? Ephraim, which is Rachel's children. Why are they crying and begging? If they're returning, why are they crying and begging? Is they escaping from someone? Or is they crying in joy? We will see. Did we see anything about babies being killed yet? Nope. Did we see anything about an evil king killing children? No. It's wonderful. It's a blessing to get the context of what's going on. We don't just open a book and begin on page 50. We got to start in the end. It says, hear the word of Yahuwah, O ye nations, and declare it in the isles, which is the islands, afar off, the coast. He that scattered Israel, will I gather him. Will gather him. The oppressors that scatter Israel is the ones that's going to gather him and keep him as a shepherd doeth his flock. When they say keep him, means take care of him, feed him, clothe him, as a shepherd doeth his flock. Israel's going to be getting taken care of. Then when we talking reparations, we talking everything. They're getting back everything. He compares it to a sheep and his flock. What do a shepherd do to his flock? He nourishes, lead them by the way. Where is the shepherd leading them to? The shepherd is returning them to somewhere, and they are crying and begging. Why are they crying and begging? He said the nations, this is Gentiles leading the children of Israel back to where? And they're getting taken care of. Beautiful, beautiful. That sounds like a good thing, don't it? So is they crying for joy or crying for sorrow? So we see that the nations, which is the Gentiles, took care of the northern kingdom. And the Gentiles is returning them back to Yah, literally. Interesting. That's a prophecy that didn't happen yet. Actually, that did happen a long time ago with King Cyrus led them back to their land. They built the temple and everything too. But it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again, my people. Interesting. So we can see they're not escaping anything, but the Gentiles are taking them back to a place. But where? Where's the place? Verse 11. For Yahuwah hath redeemed Jacob and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he. I will read that again because that whole verse is important. For Yahuwah have redeemed Jacob. What do redeem? I have bought Jacob back. Back from where? Didn't Deuteronomy, he said he was going to send them into slavery. He said, I sold you into slavery. Now I'm buying you back. Who did he sold us to? The Greeks, the Persians, the Babylonians, the Romans. You see us. Y'all call us African Americans. We were sold. Yahuwah sold us to you, Mr. White Man. We are over here, Mr. White Man. The Most High is going to buy us back, Mr. White Man. You're going to return us back home, Mr. White Man. And you're going to take care of us, Mr. White Man, as you're doing it. I keep saying Mr. White Man because I'm speaking over here for America's side. But on your side, it may be Mr. Russian, Mr. Egyptian, Mr. Arab man, Queen Elizabeth, Prince Henry, China man. That's who y'all dealing with over there, Israel. We were sold. We fit the prophecy. Undeniable facts. And you may say, oh, y'all Gentiles might get angry. Don't get mad, Gentiles. You do your part, you will be rewarded. Yah will bless you. Yah will remember your good works, what you did to his children of Israel. Just because you're not Israel, don't be sad. The Most High still created you. He can still use you. You can still have a good name among Israel. King Cyrus did. So why should you be left out? But King Cyrus did good to Israel. So guess what you got to do? You got to do good to Israel. And repent for all the things you did to us. Your forefathers have taught you a lie. Just like how our forefathers taught us a lie. We in the same boat in a way. But together, we can make some differences. We just got to put all the bad things aside and go to the Most High, Yah, the true creator of everything. And we will set the record straight. You will have your good land, we're going to have our good land. We all live in peace. Just no more of that mess, because next time, the Most High going to utterly destroy all of you for messing with his children. You see all the plagues and stuff happening today. It's true. Can't get mad. People get upset. Facts. A lot. They believe truth. I mean, truth hurt their feelings. Got a pimple on the side of my jaw is really hurt. But like I say, it hurts your feelings. Even hybrids, mixed hybrids, you can't get upset too. You can still be used. Just do what's right before Yah. Don't sit up here and lie. Honor the children of Israel. And most of all, honor the Creator. Let's continue. Therefore, they shall come and sing. If they was crying, why are they coming, singing? Why are they doing it? They singing about the promised land. They're coming back. They're coming back home. That's why they are crying and weeping. They're crying and begging for joy. Please let us go back home. Let us go back, please. Crying and begging as they going. Therefore, they shall come and sing in the height of Zion. They returned and shall flow together to the goodness of Yahuwah, for wheat and for wine and for oil and the young of the flock and the herd, and their soul shall be as a water garden, and they shall not sorrow anymore at all. So they wasn't crying for sorrow. It was of joy. You know how women get when they get so excited and something good happened and they do this mess and they say, oh my God, and start crying. And you see how they feel when they get married, you see how they look, start crying. That's how they're gonna be. Why do you think he said the women traveling with a child? It's gonna be women and men, they're gonna be crying because they finally out of this hell-bent society. You know how the world's doing us. They finally free. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a wonderful feeling. You can feel it too. Gentiles, be happy for us. You want world peace, now you got world peace. Because you did the right thing. I know it feels good for you to do the right thing. Where do you think they got the wheat and the wine and the oil and the young of the flock from? From the Gentiles. Then he said that the Gentiles was going to keep them like a shepherd keeping his flock. He nourished them and gave them what they needed. Reparations. We need something in order to build up the waste places. It was your help, Gentile. You helped us out. Scripture said y'all was actually going to build it. Scripture said you was actually going to build the land and everything for us too. Because you did so much. You did so much damage. Destruction in the world. You don't know your evil reached the heavens. I'm telling you. You may say, I never did nothing in your life. You don't know what God's saying about you. You don't know. You can get killed today and you think, oh, I just got killed for nothing. It was just an accident. No. No death is an accident. No death is an accident. It was your time. God wanted to destroy you off the face of the earth because your sins reached the heavens. If you ain't dying natural death, it's for a reason. So this isn't cries of sorrow. Let me go down here. So this isn't cries of sorrow, but cries of joy. There is no danger here for what Jeremiah is saying. So why is the New Testament authors making Jeremiah's words of prophecy into an evil time taking place in the future, supposedly, for the New Testament? We can clearly see this is a good time for Rachel's children. Nothing about King Herod killing babies ain't weeping and sad. Only simple people would have fell for that if they didn't go back and read. Then shall the virgin rejoice in the dance. They're like, oh, look at Mary, she dancing. No. Young women, that's what virgins mean, young women. Then shall the young women rejoice in the dance. Both young men. Why you think it said both young men too? We got young men and young women. And old together. For I will turn their mourning into joy. And I will comfort them and make them rejoice from their sorrow. So they return. Want some more proof? More proof. That isn't tears of sorrow, but joy. So what you out here talking about? It was a sad time. Verse 14. And I was satiate, and I will satiate the soul of the priest with fatness, and my people will be satisfied with my goodness, will be satisfied with my goodness, saith Yahuwah. Thus saith Yahuwah. Here go that part. And Matthew, when they said it will be fulfilled by Jeremiah. But we just seen what was just happening. It says, a voice was heard in Ramah, lamentation and bitter weeping. Rachel weeping for her children, refused to be comforted for her children because they were not. Now, we just read everything to that point. Still nothing about no children getting killed. We seen everything what was happening leading up to that exact verse. The same verse that they stole. put it in the New Testament. And you might be like, I see your point now, but why did they say that? After y'all just said he took away their sorrow. You finna see the next verse would have proved what y'all was talking about. It confirmed what he was talking about. It said we can clearly see there is no reason for Rachel to cry now, because Yah has saved her children from the oppressors. We can see, when I say oppressors, the slave master, they were scattered all over the world. Why do you think he said, those who scatter Israel shall gather him? We can see Rachel being comforted by Yah in the next verse. It says she refused to be comforted. But we can see Yah comforting her in the next verse. Facts. Facts. By the way, this is the verse that the New Testament stole from the Old Testament and made it seem like Jeremiah was talking about 2-year-old children getting killed by King Herod. LOL. I was going to laugh at that part. We can see they lied on Jeremiah, using the prophet's name in that, using the Most High words in that. Thus said Yahuwah, refrain thy voice from weeping. Who is he talking to? Rachel. He's telling Rachel, stop crying, and thy eyes from tears. Stop crying, Rachel, for thy work shall be rewarded. Said Yahuwah, they shall come again from the land of their enemy, their oppressors. If you would have just read the next verse, you would have known what Yah was talking about. Rachel is another name for Ephraim, or northern kingdom. And they took that verse and ran off with it, talking about 2-year-old babies being killed. Lying. Straight liars, devils, just trying to make Israel turn from Yah and serve a deity, a sun god, making all these crappy stories up. Well, when you got the Old Testament, Yah's living words, you see how his words make the New Testament a lie, right? Those who seek Yah will see the lies. The reason you ain't got it yet because you still in delusion. Yah got you in the delusion. It's you the one that got to break forth. Seek him like he told you to. You ain't seeking him. If you ain't figured this out yet, you ain't seeking him. You thought you did. That was your version of seeking him, but that ain't the correct way of seeking him. Because you ain't bringing this out, you ain't seeking him. You didn't. You didn't. Now, didn't I tell you that's the reason Rachel was crying? It wasn't because Herod was killing her children. It was because her children was in slavery. Yah saved her children from the enemy. Was the children in the New Testament saved? No, they wasn't. They were slaughtered. That's why context is very important. Always read. Don't be misled by liars claiming to speak the words of Yah when they never spoke to them. We see Yah told Rachel to stop crying because I have returned your children from the land of your enemies, from the coast, from the islands. Where's the coast and the islands? Over there, the British Islands. The British Islands, Rome, Greece. Northern Kingdom was up there too. Negroes, E1B1A, DNA haplotype, Negroes from the islands, not Madagascar, not Jamaica, not the Caribbeans. He's talking about the land of Japhet, the Romans and Greeks. Boom. That's what Jeremiah was talking about. The end of the northern kingdom's slavery. Nothing to do with King Herod at all. Let's finish this out with verse 17. And there is hope in thy end, said Yahuwah, that thy children shall come again to their own border. That's what they're returning to. That's what they was returning to, back to their homeland. Back to their homeland. Man. Got some more to show y'all real quick. Now, we got a location on where they are going. They're going back to their homeland, Rachel's children. Nothing to do with this Christ at all. Once again, he didn't fulfill nothing. Here's another thing. Rachel's children isn't located in Bethlehem. He said Herod was killing them in Bethlehem. Rachel's children is not located in Bethlehem. They even got the location wrong. Trying to use the prophets to convince simple people that it was concerning the fulfillment of Christ. You just been exposed. Only simple people fall for that. Let me show y'all something. There go Ephraim, right there. Look at my red dot. See my red dot right here? There go one of Rachel's children. There go Ephraim. There go Manasseh. There go Benjamin. Now, it's understandable that Benjamin can live, some of the Benjamites can live in Bethlehem. But where is the land of Bethlehem? Where is it? It's located in Judah. Judah. Judea. Judahites. Judahites. So, what do these three got to do with Christ? What do Ephraim, Manasseh, matter of fact, the whole northern kingdom got to do with Christ? What do they got to do with it? Nothing. See, Jerusalem is located in Benjamin. Let's get to the next one. Keep it moving. Christ said, Matthew 12, 15 to 21, but when Jesus knew it, he would draw himself from thence, and great multitudes followed him, and he healed them all. Y'all keep saying, oh, Jesus healed. Remember, highlight it, keep up with the highlights, and charged them that they should not make him known, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by Isaiah. So they confident. They say his name. When they say his name, they confident. The prophet saying, it may be fulfilled by the prophet saying, they love using Isaiah's words. Behold, my servant, whom I have chosen. He said, my servant. Who is his servant? Whom I have chosen, my beloved, in whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my spirit upon him. He shall show judgment to the Gentiles. He shall show judgment to the Gentiles. He shall not strive, nor cry, neither shall any man hear his voice in the streets. If this was Jesus, this man did strive, he did cry, and his voice was heard in the streets. Then the man cry on the cross. Did he say, Eli, Eli, why have you forsaken me? Come on now. Verse 20. A bruised reed shall he not break. Smoking flax shall he not quench, till he set forth unto victory. His name shall in his name shall the Gentiles trust. Now the key things in here, it said that he is the chosen by God. He is the servant. The creators of Matthew took Isaiah's words and said, Jesus is the Savior, is the chosen, he is the beloved one, he is the servant, and Yah put his spirit upon him, and he's the one that's going to cast judgment. And they also said that his name that all the Gentiles are going to trust, which we know that's a whole dang on lie. So, all the Gentiles don't trust this guy. Even Gentiles come out saying, look, we made that book up. We completely ripped off the Old Testament. So they actually coming out saying it. Is Isaiah really talking about Jesus being a servant? Is Isaiah really talking about him? Let us see who the servant really is. Let us see who the servant really is. Okay? This is Isaiah 41, 8 through 9. This is going to be a process. This is going to be a process. So get your popcorn, chill, lay back, put the earphones on, pay attention. Keep up with these precepts, because I'm telling you, when you go on there and be like, hey, brother Daniel, man, he already proved that this dude's a lie. I don't want nothing to do with him. If it ain't y'all only, I don't want to hear nothing you saying. If y'all ain't declaring, I don't want to hear it. You go to your grandparents, you're going to hear them, thank you, Jesus. I don't want to hear that name. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Please shut up. Please. I don't believe in it. I say, you believe in the Son God. I got to get away from you. I don't want to bring my kids over here no more. You trying to push a false God on him. I don't want to hear it. Broke my grandma's heart. I said, I'm sorry. But my life is more important with Yah than to worry about your feelings. You've been taught a lie. Yah woke me up. Isaiah 41, 8 through 9. Let's see who the servant is first. But thou. He said, but you, Israel, are my servant. Israel are my servant. Jacob, whom I have chosen. Let me go back up. He said, Israel is my servant, and Jacob, who I have chosen. Why? He said, behold my servant, whom I have chosen. Why is the writers of Matthew saying that Jesus is the servant whom Yah have chosen? When Yah just declared down here with his own mouth, but you, Israel, are my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen. Somebody lying and it ain't Yah. We go back and see what the Most High said, and we can clearly see that the first verse already made them a liar. All you had to do was go back one chapter and see who the servant was. Because the Isaiah scroll is one big scroll. There's no chapter nor verses. It's just one scroll. It's just one continuation like a book. One continuation like a book over and over again. We know that the next chapter is going to lead into this. So what you think Isaiah was, it's just a continuation. This didn't happen the next day or 20 years later. I'm going to start writing this. Okay, this will happen. No, it's a continuation. The servant never changed. The servant never changed. He said, but you, Israel, the whole nation of Israel, no matter if you're wicked or not, you are the Most High servants because you got that name, Israel. Your genes go back to Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yes, you Negroes. Yes, you are the Israelites. Your DNA goes back to it. Now, a lot of you Negroes not really Negroes. That's why I say go take your DNA test to see if you got an E1B1A DNA haplotype. If you don't got that, you are not the son of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. If you got E1B1B, you might be a Hamite or Edomite. Go research. But thou, Israel, are my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen. the seed, the seed, the DNA, the DNA, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth and called you from the chief men thereof. Who did he call? Israel. Who did he call? Israel. Called you from the chief men thereof, and said unto you, Thou art my servant. Thou art my servant. I have chosen thee. Didn't it say it up there? When they try to direct that to Christ, what did y'all just say? He just said, Israel is his servant who he chose. He said, Thou art my servant who I chosen thee. I'm trying to, and not cast you away. He didn't cast him away. He didn't pick a new servant. But somehow you want to inject Christ there because the New Testament said it. But what did the Creator say? Who cares what the New Testament said? It's all about what the Creator said. Get it through your head. If the Creator didn't say that, something wrong, boy. If the Creator said that right here, and you go with the New Testament with something that Yah didn't never say, something's wrong with your head. You don't know who your leader is. Just like they said, the donkey know his master, the ass know his master, but Israel, they don't know their master. You still around with some other dude thinking he your master. Sit there quoting that scripture, y'all don't even know. Y'all ain't even got. They still didn't even know your master. Crazy. So we can see right here that Yah said that Israel is his servant. We can see right here that he said that Israel is his servant. Not Jesus, but Israel. Now let's go to the next chapter of the scroll so you can see that the New Testament completely took this from Isaiah and placed it on Jesus. You can see that Yah already declared who the servant is, correct? Remember what I told you about Yah declaring things and not to add to his words. Isaiah 42:9. Behold, the former things are to come to pass, and the new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I told you of them. Who did he declare before? Israel to be his servant. So is he right about that? Yes, he did, because he declared it. Isaiah 45:19. Isaiah 45:19. I have not spoken in secret in a dark place of the earth. I said not unto the seed of Jacob, seek ye me in vain. Y'all seeking him in vain. I, YAHUAH, speak righteousness. I declare things that are right. Is Israel his servant? Right. Is Jacob his chosen? Right. Israel and Jacob is the same thing. Right. So everything he say is right. So if did he say Jesus is his servant? No. Then it's not right. Right? It's not right. Y'all words is right. That's why I said y'all need to let y'all words be the words of edification before you go off and see what somebody else said. Even when it comes down to Moses. See if Yah said it first, then you could go ahead and ride with Moses. Because some people like to twist up Yah words, like this New Testament. I just showed you how they try to twist it up and make his words into vain. They try to take the directed and they try to indirect it. I mean, they try to take his directed words and indirect it to another person. They're just like me, my wife coming here saying, my husband is the best man in the world. Somebody else took my wife's words and directed to another man and said, see, she said, you the best man of the world. Just completely lied. They changed the person. I said, let me see. You see his words, right? Y'all see the Most High words where he declared. So please close your mouth. I'm repeating again. Yah made no mistakes with his words. He said that he declared things that are right. He said he declared things that are right. Now let's continue to the next chapter. Since you see the context of the chapter before it, remember what I told y'all in part 1. Isaiah has no chapters or verses in the original scroll. It's just one big continuation of the next chapter, so-called, or section. Now here go the verse. Isaiah 42:1 through 6. Behold, my servant, whom I uphold, my elect. That's what Matthew took. I already showed you who the servant is. So why did Matthew use Isaiah words to say is Jesus when y'all said it was the nation of Israel? Liars, here's the flashback. Here's the flashback. Isaiah 41:8-9. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I chosen. Here's the definition of chosen. Elect. Bahaya. Bahar. Bechar. They said Bechar, something like that. But over here it says Bechar. Bechar. Or it's Bechar. One of them. Hebrew word for it. It's a masculine noun, and it means chosen. Choose one. Chosen one. Elect of God. So y'all see that word one. A nation can be a chosen one. You can have a chosen one nation. Did you know that? You westernize everything, but you need to go look at the Eastern mindset. Singular words can be plural. You didn't know that, didn't you? You didn't know that, did you? These books wasn't written in America, people. It wasn't written in the American mindset. Do I really have to go any farther? I really don't have to. In whom my soul delight. This is just a continuation. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. He shall not cry nor lift up, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. They just completely took the whole verse and put it in the New Testament. A bruised reed shall he not break, and his smoking flesh shall not quench. He shall bring forth judgment unto truth. He shall bring forth judgment unto truth. He shall bring forth judgment unto truth. Why didn't it say Gentiles? He shall not fail nor be discouraged till he have set forth judgment in the earth, and the owls shall wait for his law. What is his law? There is no new laws. So what is his law? The Torah, the laws of Moses that was given to Israel. That is his law. That is Israel's law. What's the judgment to the Gentiles? He said judgment to truth. Thus saith Yahuwah. Thus saith the God, Yahuwah. He that create the heavens and that stretch them out. He that spreadeth forth the earth, and that which cometh out of it. He that giveth breath unto the people upon it, and spirit to them that walk therein. I, Yahuwah, have called thee in righteousness. Who did he call? Jacob, Israel, his servant, his elect, and hold thy hand. Who hands he holding? Jacob, Israel, his elect, and will keep you, and give thee for a covenant, or you could say because a covenant of the people. Well, it says for a covenant or agreement of the people, for a light of the Gentiles. Our law is the light to the Gentiles. We are the ones that are supposed to teach the Gentiles, the nation, not one individual. You see Moses, he had a heavy burden. So he couldn't even do it by himself. It's going to be the nation of Israel teaching all the Gentiles of the world the law, statutes, and the commandments of Yahuwah, which is our laws. We're going to teach them life. But first, we got to know life. We got to know Yahuwah. Why you think we're in the land of our captivity? Why are we over here in America? Why didn't we leave? Why didn't we go back home yet? Why are we still in America? We could have been and left. Why are we still here? Because you got too comfortable and want to be like the Gentiles, like Yah had prophesied to you. And Ezekiel, he said, come, let us be like the Gentiles. If you want to be like the Gentiles, you're going to stay in their land. You might ask me, why are you still here then? Because I don't got the money. If I had the money, I would have moved to Ghana. I would have moved to South Africa. I would have moved to Nigeria. I would not be here. Trust and believe, I would not be in America. Hey, for the racist folks, I might start a Kickstarter saying, hey, send this brother back to Africa. If you want me out of here, I love to get out of here. I don't want to be here. I really don't. I really don't. I hate it here. I would love to leave this place. You just don't know. So much delusion and so much evil in this place. You so sensitized, you can't even see it. You have normalized evil. And you hate good. Y'all don't understand that. When people act nice to you, you act wicked. Why are they being so nice to me? Why are you talking white? They take professionalism as disrespect, as mockery. They take being nice and courteous as mockery, like you disrespected them. They sensitized to evil. You got to do evil back to them. I hate this land. I don't want to be here. Y'all can have this. You can have this American dream. I don't want nothing to do with this, period. Once I knew who my creator was, and I know who I was, the same God that my ancestors was serving when they got off the slave ship, then they forced Jesus Christ on them, so if they don't accept Christ, they're going to die. They was going to kill them. They didn't say Christ was going to kill them. They said their slave master was going to kill them. The same tactics that the Babylonians and Assyrians have forced on us. Where do you think the Romans learned it from? The same bully tactics. Making our people into sodomites. You think evil is good. Accept who you are. Knowing dang well, when the laws come to be, when Yah come, you're not going to be here. You know you ain't going to be here. That's why you're trying to do all the evil you can. Why not just repent and just do good so your life can be prolonged? So you can see the evil get their judgment. Why not just do good? I know it's hard to stop telling little lies or using profanity and stop eating the pork and all that other mess, the little moral things. But I'm talking about doing what's right before Yah. Why is it so hard for you? Because you don't trust nobody? Who cares if you don't trust nobody? Do what's right before Yah. Put down your idols, turn to Yah with all your heart, all your mind, and your spirit. Stop reading the New Testament and learn the words of Yah. That's all I really have to say. That's the end of part 2. I don't know when I'm gonna make part 3. I'm trying to speed up the process of me making these videos. You know, I ain't accepting no donations and none of that mess. I'm just want y'all to get with the program already. So Yah is talking about the nation of Israel, not Jesus Christ. Wake up. Please wake up. Time is close. Wake up. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Remember what I told you? Do what's right before Yah. Sure.